everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today I'm going to be doing my everyday makeup look. So if you want to see me go from this to this, then keep on watching. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. So the first thing I'm going to use is my favorite foundation, my Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation in number 3.5. Usually 2 pumps is enough. This foundation is beautiful. It's got a medium coverage that gives you a satin matte finish, and it just gives your skin this beautiful airbrushed effect, which I find very rare. I haven't really found another foundation that gives my skin a look quite like this. And here I see some redness, so I decided to add another 3rd pump. Now I usually use my hands in the morning just because it's quicker. Now I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in light neutral. It's a very thick concealer. It has great coverage, but because it's so thick, I only use a little amount and I dot it on my face in the areas I need it. And then I used the Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer Brush in number 57. It's great for blending out concealer. The Sephora Pro brushes are so soft and so great. I just love them. And then I added a little bit more concealer just in the spots where I think I need it. And I definitely cover up my chin because that's an area where I definitely get red throughout the day. Now I'm taking the Cover FX bronzer in Suntan. It's just a really nice neutral bronzer that I like to use with my MAC 187 Duo Fibre Brush. Just swirl it and put it in the hollows of my cheeks. I'm not trying to be too precise with this. I just kind of put it around the perimeters of my face, try to contour and bronze my face at the same time. Put it around my temples, try to put it on my forehead so that it does look a little bit smaller. This is a great product to use if you want to contour and bronze your face at the same time. And lastly, I put it on my nose just to make that look a little smaller. I'm not precise with this. I don't really know how to contour my nose. So I just kind of fluff it around and hope for the best. Next, I'm taking my Sephora Pro Featherweight Complexion Brush in number 90 with my Marc Jacobs blush in Flesh and Fantasy. It's a really beautiful neutral blush with some highlight built into it, so it gives your face a really nice healthy glow. I love this blush. I've been using it almost exclusively since I got it. This brush is actually not my favorite for blush because it's too stiff. The bristles are just too stiff and they don't blend it out right, so I had to use my fingers to blend it out here. I usually like the MAC 109 brush. And here I'm using the BECCA highlighter in Opal with the Real Techniques setting brush and just putting that on the tops of my cheekbones. And then kind of going into a C shape up towards my temples. And often I like to bring it up also to my brow bone, just so it all looks nice and seamless. Then I put some on top of my lip and the tip of my nose. Now I'm taking an eyeshadow primer by Hard Candy in Eyes the Limit. Spread it on my eyelids. It's a decent drugstore eyeshadow primer. And now for one of my favorite parts is the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. I love this palette for all its neutral matte eye colors. And I'm taking the all over lid color in Nudie with the same concealer brush we used for the concealer. And now I'm taking a purplish color called Instinct with the Sephora Pro Featherweight Crease Brush number 38. And I'm just putting it in my crease, doing windshield wiper motions, concentrating and mostly on the outer corner. And just keep blending, 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 and making sure that most of the color is on the outer crease. Now I noticed here when I'm doing the other eye that the eyeshadow primer may not be letting the eyeshadows flow over smoothly onto the eyelid. I noticed I had a little bit of skipping or resistance here, and the brushes I'm using are great, amazing crease brushes, so it must be the primer. If you are looking for a really good eyeshadow primer, I would recommend the NARS one. So just keep deepening up that crease and the outer V with the same color. Now I'm taking the Sephora blending brush, the Pro Airbrush crease brush in number 31, and just making sure everything is nicely blended. And back to the number 38 brush that we used in our crease, I'm taking the colors Faith and Tempted. Faith is a nice warm brown. Tempted is a more neutral grayish color. And now I'm mixing both of those colors equally and putting that in my crease over top of the Instinct color we put in before. I'm being quite generous with this because we will blend it out nicely. And I do like a nice neutral, slightly smokier eye for everyday. And the way I like to ensure that the colors are all seamlessly blended is I like to take a neutral color, like the one called Nudie that we used all over our lids earlier, and I like to just put that where the brow bone meets the crease color, just to make sure everything's blended nicely. And now it's time for the highlight. But even the lightest eyeshadow in the palette wasn't quite light and bright enough for me, so I decided to take MAC's Phloof eyeshadow, which I love, and with my MAC 217 brush, I just put that over top of my brow bone. This eyeshadow is beautiful because it has that nice pinky white frost, but looking back at this, I can see that it really emphasizes little hairs that you may have, stray hairs, unplucked from your eyelids, so make sure that you pluck well before you put on this eyeshadow. Mental note to myself for next time. Again, we're blending all these colors together with the MAC Pro Airbrush Crease Brush 31. For my lid color, I like to use the MAC 239 brush, and I mix the two lightest shades in the palette together, called Blow and Pregame. One's a little more yellow, the other one's a little more white neutral. So I just kind of like them to blend it together. And now I'm taking the MAC 214 brush for the lower lash line, and I'm just basically repeating all the colors that we did on the top in the crease. So I'm putting Instinct on the bottom and just going halfway on the bottom of my lash line, just so I don't close up my eye too much. And now, as we did with the crease, we're mixing Faith and Tempted together and putting that on the lower lash line as well, and just smoking it up a little bit out towards the top as well. And now I decided to take the Tatcha Gold Spun Lip Balm, my favorite lip balm of the moment, just to moisturize my lips a little bit to get them ready for the lipstick later on. This stuff is really good. Now I'm taking the Kat Von D liquid liner in Trooper. It's a really nice, smooth, black liquid liner. That's a favorite here on YouTube, and I can definitely see why. So I have to tug on my eyelid just a little bit here to smoothen it out for application purposes. I haven't really mastered putting on eyeliner without having to do that. So if you guys have any tips, please leave them below. Next, I'm taking the Maybelline Total Temptation Mascara. I usually use my Lancome Monsieur Beg mascara, but I wanted a cheaper option for everyday. So I'm trying it out for the first time actually, and it is quite nice. It's nice and lengthening and it separates the lashes. Next, we're going to do lips. So I'm taking MAC's Soar Lip Pencil. It's a nice mauvey, pinky red color. So here I'm aligning my lips. Now here I did go a little bit over my lip line, but I will fix that. Now, I usually like to fill in my lips with lip liners that I'm going to use because it makes it last longer throughout the day. So even if your lipstick wears off your lips throughout the day, you still have that underlying tint from the lip pencil. Now I'm taking MAC's lipstick in Brave. It's a really nice color that matches the lip liner quite well, and I use it almost on a daily basis. I love it so much. It's my favorite MAC lip color of all time. So that would conclude my everyday makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed it.